Now we would like to talk again about unity consciousness and to clarify it a little bit more. Remember that with each movement you make, the truth becomes grander. It becomes more open to you, more obvious to you. So when you move into unity consciousness, it means that you are literally connected with everything. That you feel your relationship to everything that is of light, whether it is a crystal, a rock, a tree, a flower, an animal, another person, the air, all of the elements, spirit, everything. You feel the connection. You vibrate. It's like, every single living thing has within it light force. Light creates. And that light force has DNA within it. And that DNA has information within it. Just as your physical DNA has the information from your families. It has the characteristics, the emotions, and also the ancestral knowledge. And you're all learning about that at this moment. So when you move into other aspects of your light, these parts of you ignite. So these information portals ignite, which means that you become self-responsible and self-knowledgeable. You don't need a religion to tell you it's wrong to kill someone. You don't need the police or a government system to tell you that it's wrong to kill someone. You know it is wrong, therefore you feel it, you don't do it. So you don't need these structures to inform you what's right or wrong when you move into that fifth dimensional reality. Now, some of you are screaming at us right now saying, yes, but I already know that. Yes, you do. You already know that because you have already experienced the fifth and beyond. You're just choosing to incarnate right now in a lower vibration physically. But your soul vibrates at a much higher vibration. And at this moment, you are literally incarnating. So you have had this aspect of your higher self that you meditate to, that you go to. Now it's coming down to you. You are awakening that. Now, the interesting thing is that as you remember and awaken it, your light begins to spark that memory in everything around you. And particularly in human consciousness. It begins to spark it. Now, when you move into unity conscious, and those that are in the first wave are moving at a very fast rate, you'll be there next year for sure. And you are the foundation, the bricks and mortar of that physically next year. Okay? So what happens in the process of learning to manifest from your heart, to go into your heart, to feel connected to everything, you begin to understand what unity really means. That oneness, what it really means. And you move away from swinging, from good to bad, from judgment to love, from let's say, for instance, someone comes to you and they say, oh, I really want to buy this new car. I know it's really expensive, but I'm going to get a loan to do it. And you turn around and say to them, well, yeah, but that's going to make it harder for you. It's going to put you in debt. What if you lose your job? And you start giving them all the negatives as to why they shouldn't do it. Energetically, what you've done is just placed a big blob of energy over that person. Right? So you're not co-creating with them at that point. Unity consciousness is about co-creating. But at this point, you're not co-creating. Say, for instance, you're of a different position in that, and that person comes and tells you, I'm going to get this new car, I've got the loan all set up, and you get so excited, you say, oh, that's fantastic, you know, oh, it's going to make you feel so good. Every time you get behind the wheel, you're going to feel so confident. Oh, what are your parents going to think? Oh, when you drive down the street, can I come with you? We'll have the hood down. Everybody will look at us. I'm so excited. I can't wait. In your overjoy, you've also plonked a great big load of expectation on that person. So what happens to that person? And each one of you have felt this. Every one of you have felt this, and yet you do it to others. What happens to that person is their dream becomes stuck with your energy, with your intention or your agenda, whatever you want to call it. Their dream becomes stuck. How many of you have told someone something and they've been so negative that you question it, you doubt it and you don't do it? Or they've been so positive, they've given you all these ideas, they've taken over it and you no longer feel that it's yours, and you lose the energy or the power or the impetus to actually do it. Many of you have felt that way. What we are saying, as you're moving closer into this unity consciousness, be aware of this. Be aware and really work at making your energy neutral. Go to your heart. Ask yourself, what would love do now? It's not that you cannot share in your friend's joy. That's different. Remember, unity consciousness is about co-creating. When your friend comes and tells you this, I'm happy for you. Is there something I can do to help you? Would you like my help? You know, it's neutral. It's not one way or the other. It's neutral. It allows their energy to be free to create it, so they don't walk off with either knives in their back or a huge amount of energy, you know, that's overtaken their energy. In your, you know, burst of joy for them. Neutral. When you co-create with each other, you are excited because you're co-creating. You've got the same goal. But if you don't have the same goal, you don't need to put anything on it. You know, sometimes you are very curious about how we are in spirit. How is the existence in spirit? Well, I suppose it depends on where you're existing within those spiritual realms. However, we will say this. When we meet another soul, or spirit as you call it, there is no wall. There's no agenda. There's no manipulation. There's no control. There simply is that energy. We do not, you know, go into that person's energy or that soul's energy and read their intention towards us, because their intention is very clear. We do not go into fear and think, oh, maybe they want something from me I don't want to give, because their intention is very clear. We are clear with each other. If, for instance, you know, I meet many spirits, we work together on many different collaborations. So sometimes you're introduced to someone that doesn't have the same frequency or the same idea or concept or mission, and we understand this. We just say, yeah, well, it really isn't going to work. You know, we cannot work together. It's not going to work, because what your needs are and what my needs are different. It doesn't mean that they're wrong or I, Cassandra, is wrong. It simply means that they're different. So we do not invade each other's energy. That concept of, oh yes, I'm going to the fifth and I'm going to know what everybody's thinking, what everybody's feeling, and then I'll be safe. That's a fourth dimensional concept. It has to do with psychic energy, not spiritual energy. So that will not be there. You know, when we said to you a while ago, you will not be able to hide yourselves, we meant it. We meant that no one will be able to hide themselves. The corruption, the greed, the expectations, even the beauty, the uniqueness, the incredible knowledge cannot be hidden anymore. It will be utilized. So it doesn't mean that if you let yourself out of your front door, everyone's going to be picking up on exactly what you're thinking and what you're feeling. No, it simply means that they sense there's no harm there. This person is honest. It's like that. It's not your thoughts, your heart's desire, all of your past. It isn't that. We do not do that. There is a code within the universal ethics that we abide by, and we do not do this. So that is something to really understand, that you can be completely open. If someone invades that, because they do, they're coming from the fourth. They're coming from the fourth dimension of when you meet someone and they say, oh, I'm picking up that, you are going to change your life, or you're going to get a new job, or there's a partner. When you haven't asked them, they're controlling you, they're manipulating you, and they're coming from the fourth. Don't listen to what they have to say, and remove yourself from that person unless you ask them, or unless they are your friend and they come to you and say, I'm feeling something, would you mind if I shared it with you? If you give them permission, that's okay. But a lot of those who are operating in the fourth that want to manipulate and control, which is why a lot of you are hiding yourselves when you go out, because they do manipulate you. They do, take advantage of you. Take your money, take your information. For some of you in work, they take your ideas and present them as their own, and you feel, oh, I feel so violated. This is what I get for showing myself. No, stay in your heart. Those people are fourth dimensional. As you stay in your heart, eventually that light that you're shining, that heart energy will shine so bright, they will be found out, as it is happening all over the world. That's what unity is about. It's not about separation. It's about bringing everything to this love, to this understanding that you're all interconnected. That's why we said from the very beginning of communicating through our daughter, we will not allow anyone to refer to us as master. We will not refer to ourselves as master, although we have confessed we are a member of the white and the blue brotherhood. But to say the word master implies servant also. There is a separation. We chose very wisely not to do that. We are all co-creating together. I cannot have a voice so strong without the body that we are utilizing. We do not have an audience without you who is listening. So we are all interconnected. There is no separation. There is no, divine master that is so much greater than you that you must sit at their feet. No, if you are in the presence of a real master, look at Jesus. His disciples walked beside him and he shared the information. If you are in the situation where you are saying, my master, my guru, my this or my that, it implies you are their servant. Ask yourself, why do I want this separation? Yes, it is nice to have someone who is knowledgeable, who is helping you, who you are developing with, call them by their name. You know, when you go to school, you have a teacher, most of the time you call that teacher by their name. And that teacher calls you by your name. They don't say servant, student, mignon, you know. They don't say that unless they have an issue with authority themselves. But what we are saying is unity consciousness is nothing to do with separation. And you are moving from one paradigm to another. And you are beginning to understand what that really means. You know, some individuals are really standing up for their rights at this moment. And they're saying, we're not taking any more of this division within the government. They do not realize the full impact of what they're doing. And we are saying to you, who are doing it, who may watch this, thank you so much for being the voice. And for those of you who are choosing not to participate in the protests, we are saying to you, stay in your hearts, be neutral. Because your building block of that heart vibration is enabling them to speak the truth. To co-create together the reality that they want, which is not about subdivision. It's not about greed, the poor having nothing and the rich having everything. It's not about that. So if you're choosing not to be part of that awakening by protesting, you can use another voice or just stay in your heart. Don't say, oh, that political structure is so disgusting. You know, don't put that energy on it. And don't say, oh, it's so wonderful. I'm really pushing these young people to have a voice and to speak up. Be neutral. Stay in your heart. Whatever they need will come to them. If others feel they need to join them, they will. If you feel to join them, do so. So, you know, unity consciousness is far greater than you realize. The whole planet is beginning to understand through your youth that you're all interconnected. What happens in America affects the Middle East. What happens in the Middle East affects Europe, America, Australia, everywhere. You're all affecting each other. The planet is moving into unity consciousness with you. It's taking you with it. And you are responding to it. Stay in your hearts. Feel that peace. Thank you.